Quincas and I'm a synth DIY guy. Welcome to today's video. I have here in front of me the Befaco Morph Fader, which is a 4-channel crossfader where you can control all crossfades with a single DJ style crossfader here, but you can also control them individually via their CV inputs, as well as all together via the first CV input, which has a attenuator. You have individual attenuators for each input for each side, right? And it's normalized to 10 volts. So you can actually use these as set voltages that you can go back and forth between as well. You don't necessarily have to crossfade between signals. You can use it standalone in order to crossfade smoothly between two different voltage settings that you can send to something, and you'll see in a minute an example of that. And you can also add a lag to the fader, which will make it fade smoothly from one side to the other in a speed that you set here. For example, if you want to make a slow crossfade, but you have to do other things as well, you can just give it the fader lag, move it, and then as it's fading, your hands are free to do something else. There are also switches, one per channel here, that change the crossfader response to work better with CV or audio. Top position is for CV, bottom is for audio. It'll be a logarithmic crossfade in the audio setting and linear in the CV setting. But you can experiment using either on any kind of signal, of course. So that's it. It's actually a pretty simple idea, but like many Befaco modules, it's a simple idea with lots of possible uses. And it's a fairly original idea as well. So I want to start the demo where I left off my previous video, which was the Matrix Mixer by Erica Synth's demo. Because in my effort to keep things streamlined so that I can quickly switch between presets with the Matrix Mixer here, and at the same time not lose control over parameters, for example, what I did is set up my envelope generator here, which has voltage control inputs for all 4 parameters: attack, sustain, decay, and release. And I used the Morph Fader basically to change all 4 parameters at once from a quick, snappy, percussive envelope to a slow pad-like envelope. So depending on which preset I loaded up, I could quickly swap and also find sweet spots in the middle between the slow pad and the fast percussion. And this turned out to be a really smart, in my opinion, use of the module. So I'm going to start this video by showing that more closely. So let me just load a preset here on the Matrix. Right, it's kind of a cool bass sound there. Some octaves, some folding, some filtering. Right, and right now I have my Morph Fader in the A side, right? And all 4 of the outputs of the Morph Fader are going to all 4 of the inputs of my attack, decay, sustain, and release envelope generator. So basically, when I'm in A, these are proxy controls for my envelope. And as you can see, if I turn up the attack here, it's affecting it up there, right? But of course, the advantage here is that I have 2 sets and I can smoothly morph between them. So I have this really fast, snappy one on side A, and when I move to side B, now I tried doing this, molting the attack and release also to the contour 1, which is my amplitude envelope, but it responds inverted, and it wasn't handy at the moment for me to invert and offset the output of the Morph Fader. So that one is just set. We're basically using the filter as a VC as well. Right, so here I have this nice pad-like or drone-like kind of response, right? But the cool thing is I can find spots in the between as well. Like this is nice too. Maybe better for a more like a lead sound, right? Okay, now let's try with the fader lag. So what I'll do is I'll set up an arpeggiator here on my FH2. Here, load preset, first one. I'll give it a tempo. Right, leave that there. And now we'll give it a lag and just move it and listen. Cool, huh? And since it's a fast arpeggio, it's not giving it enough time to open the filter all the way, so you get this effect like you're closing the filter, but it's more complex than just closing a filter. Let's do it the other way now. Cool, and it can be really slow. I'm not gonna go all the way slow because that'll bore you, but let's see at about 2 o'clock there. So that right there for me is already worth the module. If all that it did was give me 2 morphable envelopes with a lag and a crossfader, you know? Actually, let's put the lag all the way up and see what happens. It's pretty slow, but not that slow that it'll bore you. I think it's actually really nice. It's nice to have it be able to be that slow. Very cool. Yeah, so that's my envelope parameter crossfader. Of course, you need to have voltage controlled ADSR for this particular patch. You can use the Danny sound that I have here, or even Befaco zone. They also have one. Voltage controlled ADSR envelope. Matches the nice black color and has sliders instead of knobs if you prefer that. Okay, so I want to do a THX kind of a thing. Smoothly crossfade from one chord to another. So I need to control the volt per octave input of 3 oscillators to make a triad. This is the cable cube, by the way, by Geert Bevin, my friend from Moog Music. He's the head of software over there, and he makes these really cool things here, as well as some knob helpers that I'll show you soon in another video. This is super handy to have right in front of me here and just pull out the cables that I need to make my patch. Channel 1 to VCO1, volt per octave input. Channel 2, VCO2, and we'll use the contour 1 as a VCO as well. Put it in loop and audio rate. Let's have the even VCOs in the same octave. I think I'll take a square wave from one and the saw wave from another, and we'll put them into mix 3 over here. And we'll do the same with the output from the contour 1. Goes into third input here of the mixer, and we'll send that mixer to a filter, which can be my 3-tom, or it could be the Erica Synths Black LPG in filter mode. Let's just use Steve's because it gives you more filtering options. And then we'll take that into channel 1 of the mixer here, the hex mix. Now, let's open up that mixer. Hold on, I'm missing control for the contour 1. I think that's a blue cable as well. I have my cables coded in colors. Yeah, that'll do. And a rate over here. I'm gonna use channel 4 of the Morph Fader for the filter here. So right away I can do a filter sweep here if I have this voltage low and this one high, right? Notice I'm still using the Morph Fader without any inputs into the crossfaders. I'm just using the normal voltage. So let's tune that chord. I can mix them, can open up the filter some more. Now we'll go to the other side and tune another chord. Remember, I have my filter control right here. The new Befaco knobs have much lighter torque, so it's actually really easy to tune them. Very smooth. Right, that sounds cool. Alright, how about that one? I feel like it needs to be a bigger sweep. How about that? That's cool. Like that. Let's throw some reverb and delay on there. Now I can use the fader lag. What if I use the LPG instead? I think that sounds a little better. Without the fader lag. Ooh, nice. We can do the other way around too. We can go from brighter to darker. I like that. Sounds kind of like a siren, doesn't it? Kind of factory alert, like red alert, red alert. And I can use the CV too, so I can make this rhythmic if I want to, and then it'll really be like a siren. Have the crossfader in the middle. Yeah, because this offsets the whole thing. So if you want to use CV with the full range, right? So now I can record, or I can use an LFO mode here on the joystick. And we're getting a rhythmic pulsing between those two chords now. There you go. Cool. All right, let's see what else I can come up with. Let's unpatch that. I think we can use it as a more of a traditional DJ crossfader too. Basically crossing between two very different kinds of sounds, but that include up to 4 elements. So that could include CV and audio, right? So for example, what we can do is we can get one output of the joystick here to be random. So let's take the Y here, we'll put this in random mode, and we'll control the even VCO. That, and we'll send that sine wave to the folder, that folder to the input of the Morph Fader here, one of them, and we can take that output and plug it in to one channel of my mixer here, right? And we want this to be in audio, the switch to be in audio position, right? Cool. Oh, sorry, that's the output of the contour 1. Here we go. This is what that actually sounds like. You can animate it with a bit of an LFO here from the contour 1. And just send that output to the fold parameter. There we go. Now we can shut that guy up. Let's turn down the effects a little bit. That's too much. Okay, and then I can create another sound, which could maybe be an arpeggiated thing. We can take the pitch output here from FH2 with a blue cable, connect that to the volt per octave input of even VCO2, take that square output to the filter or to the low pass gate, and the low pass gate output to input 2 here of the Morph Fader, right? And then we can set the morph to arpeggiate, and we'll send the gate to the LPG's trigger input. Right, so we can have one arpeggiated sound here. Now we can crossfade to utter madness. Cool. We have the inputs here, the input attenuators here now, so we can match those levels. So the first one's much louder, so we need to set that softer. There we go. Very cool. Let's make that higher pitch. And a little bit lower amplitude variation, faster speed. I'll even record some motion here, so that it really varies. There we go. Now, when I get out of the madness, we move over to the arpeggiator here. Very cool. Ooh, that sounds nice, actually. It's just a square wave into the LPG, and we're pinging it. We can use an LFO on the KCV here as well. So let's take that from channel 1 of the joystick. Cool, so we have utter madness, arpeggiator. Now we can do the same with a couple other things. So for example, the contour 1 itself can be an audio oscillator triangle drone to go along. Okay, and then we can get a white noise from the TACAB VCO's little helper and filter it. And send that filtered noise to channel 2, side A of Morph Fader. Right? Make it a little louder. And we can animate that too. Make it a little crazier. Let's get joystick channel 3 here. We'll make that random as well. So random mode. And we'll control the filter with that. And that records some motion too. How about if we control the contour 1 with a pitch CV as well? So we'll just use a multiple here. Link 2. We'll send that pitch output to the multiple, and then also to contour 1 rate input. Take the sine wave from the even. So we're doing amplitude modulation of the contour 1. That's interesting. I like that. You can open these in stereo. Cool beans. So now here we have this thing. Now, and the white noise and the random And here we have this more controlled thing. Cool, and now I can smoothly crossfade between them. And I'm only using 2 of the 4 channels, so you can make this more complex. The same idea. There we go. You can still kind of hear the sequence because I use the slowest lag speed. Let's use the middle speed here. That's nice. It's a nice crossfade between the 2 ideas there. Other use cases I can think of, for example, you can use different sequencers and controllers to control different voices this way as well. So you're using this controller, and you've got the CV and gate going to a particular voice, to 2 voices, say. No, a dual phonic thing. And then by flipping this, you can actually send that same information over to a different voice. Or you can just send the information, the MIDI control information, to both voices and use the crossfader for the audio outputs of those voices, which would actually, I think, be a smarter way to do the same thing. Oh yeah, this is audio as well. Even use my crab technique from turntabling days, kind of. You'd need a different response for that to really work. And also what you can do is bring these volumes to 0 and just use this to perform, right? To open up this guy. So 1 fader to control 4 levels. Right? If you don't use one side, you get silence. Of course, you could also do that with a mixer, but this crossfader feels really nice. So that's an advantage it has. Do the same thing with this side. You can leave them both too. Middle position, they coexist. You find the right balance of volumes for the 2 universes of sound. Truly endless what you can do with this thing. These are just a couple of ideas that I had. So much fun. Yeah, I mean, I could keep having ideas all day of fun things to do with the Morph Fader, but I think you get the idea of what it does and how it works. So thanks for watching. We'll leave it at this for today. Thanks to Befaco for sponsoring the video. Thanks to all my Patreons and to all the subscribers. If you haven't, please subscribe, click like, comment below, suggest some ideas for me to try with the Morph Fader. And see you soon, and stay noisy.